Rob, thank you for joining us. It's the big one on Monday night before Christmas, live on Sky Sports Football against Birmingham. Can I get your thoughts over that one?
Yeah, it'll be a great occasion for us. Obviously, the fixtures haven't been too... it's not as fortunate in terms of the fact that we've got to play late on the 23rd and early on the 26th. But I think this is a fixture that probably everyone will look forward to. A bit of a David v Goliath sort of story, and one we're just going to sort of attack in our own way and just go and showcase ourselves. And I think it's a great reflection of where the club's at coming up against Birmingham. Obviously you talk about the stature of the club, their history, and obviously the finance difference between the two clubs is enormous. So, and I think it's something we should all be proud of, the fact that we're hosting teams of that calibre, not just Birmingham but other teams in that league. So, but we just want to continue what we've been doing in terms of the performances and the results. Other than Saturday, obviously the performance was pretty good. The result obviously wasn't what we wanted. I felt like it was more 3 points lost than a point lost in the end. But no, we just want to continue that against Birmingham, and I think it's a good opportunity for our players, especially a lot of our younger players who haven't been at this level, to test themselves against the best players at this level.
Yeah, and everybody knows what Birmingham's about. I think even you said after your interview on Saturday that this season they are pretty much guaranteed to go up. They're probably going to sort of get automatic promotion, potentially win the title as well. But this is a great opportunity for us to cause, I suppose, a little bit of an upset because, as we've already spoke about, live on the TV, there's that added bit of pressure for both sides. And, we've seen a Crawley side over the last few years perform really well on these occasions.
Yeah, and I think that's probably what the lads have done well since I've been here, is that the bigger games against the bigger clubs, they've really risen to the occasion, because it's an opportunity for a lot of us, me as a coach and me and the coaching staff, and obviously the players themselves on the pitch, to go and test themselves against the very best. And obviously Birmingham definitely fall into that category. I don't think there's any doubts they'll get promoted this year, and I think the occasion for us has to be something we learn how to manage. So hopefully when we play in bigger games going forward, we know what they're like, how to handle that, how to handle it on Sky, all the things that come with taking yourself up the leagues, playing in front of bigger audiences, etc. And I really hope we relish it, because I think it's a great occasion for everyone at the club, and hopefully everyone who comes along will enjoy the night.
Yeah, and I suppose that is a big thing that you can take about it. For a lot of the players in there, obviously we had a crop of them last year, but a lot of the players in there, it's going to be their first time playing, in front of a sellout crowd at the Broadfield Stadium. It's going to be the first time playing in front of not just Sky Sports Plus, Sky Sports Football. We're the only game on in the United Kingdom that day, so there's going to be millions watching at home. So, it adds a little bit of extra incitement, and it can be a great learning opportunity as well.
Yeah, 100%. And if you want to play at the top level, that's exactly what you've got to deal with every week. The lads in the Premier League, for example, there's people watching, scrutinising all the time, and the lads will get a glimpse of that Monday. But what they've got to understand is what has been making us become more effective as a team, what's been making the performances a lot better, what's got us results against the likes of Charlton and Rotherham, and obviously pushing Peterborough all the way, and obviously the big thing for me is just a reaction from Peterborough, not in terms of the performance, because I thought the performance overall was good, but understanding of why we've lost the game, which we really should have won. On reflection, watching it back, we should have defended moments better. I don't want to take anything away from Peterborough, because they're a good team and their front three caused us problems, but we've got to learn to deal with that, because we get attacking threats. So we're going to come up against 11 very good players or 16 very good players on Monday. But I think it's a really good test for us, and I think it's something that we have to attack. I think we'll have massive regrets if we go there and we don't give an account of ourselves against in this sort of game on telly, etc. All the things that come with it. But ultimately, there's still 3 points to play for, and we want to get the 3 points. Whenever we play at home, we want to expect to win every game. Now we know that's going to be extremely difficult against Birmingham, but it's just a game of football at the end of the day, and I want us to stress what we've been doing to the maximum degree, and Birmingham will do that, and we can really see where we're at and what we can improve on, and hopefully show the things that we can do well and where we can hurt teams. Yeah,
whilst playing on TV on the Monday night is great excitement, it has really sort of packed together that week, that Christmas week, isn't it? Because we're playing obviously Monday, we're then on a Boxing Day, and then we're away to Exeter on the Sunday, which is a mammoth journey, one of our longest of the season. So as exciting as it is, it has sort of killed us, and I suppose you can start to see why a lot of these Premier League managers have, discussed, moving games for TV in the past. So is it some sort of annoyance there, or is it just sort of one of those things you have to deal with?
It's a catch-22. It's both, really. There is an annoyance because there's no sort of thought into our situation. We're playing Leyton Orient, who, it's going to be a tough game, but a team that's sort of near us in the table, and they get 5 days rest and prep, and we have to sort of, we have to play late on the Monday. The lads won't get to bed till like 3-4 o'clock in the morning after a night game. That's just how it is. And then, sort of 36 hours later, you're playing a game against, when the lads have trained on the 24th, are starting a game. So, but then the other side of it, that's part and parcel of being a professional footballer. And if you want to play at the highest level, then you've got to be expected to play, Sunday, Wednesday, Sunday. The top players do it, Champions League, internationals, all of it. And I think it's got something you embrace, and the question should be is, do you want to play loads of games of football against top clubs in high pressure games, or do you want to have a rest every week? And we haven't got the strongest squad. We've got a bit of illness through the camp at the moment, but we just have to manage it. Like, it's going to be tough in every department, whether it's fixture congestions, whether it's the teams we play, injuries, suspensions, whatever it is, it's always going to be tough. So it's a bit frustrating because you sort of think, well, is there a fairness to it? But we get the occasion on Monday to showcase the club on Sky and go up against sort of what is the juggernaut of the League One, probably the strongest team club. I can't remember last time someone sort of had the finances and the ability to do what Birmingham have done. But credit to them, because it's all right having all them finances and it's all right having the big clubs and stuff, but you've still got to spend it well. You've still got to coach them well. And I think massive credit to them and them and the manager, because they're playing good football, they're playing effective football, and they're using all their resources to the maximum. So no complaints from us or anything like that, because we're at the other end of the scale and we're just trying to maximise what we've got, and I think we're doing that.
Perfect.
Brilliant. Yeah, talking about it being on Sky now, is that something you use as motivation and team talk, or do you try to get the players to ignore the cameras and the spectacle of it all?
Yeah, I think they're not stupid, they know that, and I think, there's always going to be a selfish part as a player where you think, right, I want to go and showcase myself now, and, for your family, for your friends and everything, and you don't get the opportunity to do that as much in sort of League One, League Two. So to be able to go out there and play, like you said, it's the only game on Sky, so it's a feature game. It means that there's a bit more on it, and I think the big thing for me is, all I'll be saying to the lads is, don't, when the whistle goes, don't regret anything in terms of leaving anything out there, because all the work they've put in where people aren't watching or maybe focusing on us and the run we've been on and how we played, let's make sure that we showcase that and keep improving. It's not just about a one-off game, it's not a cup game, it's about us continuing our development since we've come in, and the improvements that we've seen, and putting a couple of things right from Peterborough as well.
Yeah, and they've got the players like Jay Stansfield, I think cost 15 million or something ridiculous like that. You said after the game on Saturday, didn't you, that it's like a cheat code this season for them. It's crazy they're in this division, isn't it, really?
Yeah, it is, and obviously that's their journey, and I think the big thing I can say, and the only thing that I can say watching them and this year, is that you can have all the finances in the world, we've seen it so many times, and you can have the best players, etc., but unless they're not willing to work and they're not willing to buy into what the manager's doing, etc., and I think that's the one thing you can say to Birmingham. I think that's why they are the best team, is because not only have they got the best players, but they're playing good football, they're playing aggressively, the players are all bought in, the manager sets the team up so well, they can be quite fluid in what they do, they can be direct, they can obviously play some of the best passing football, they're really brave when they play out, so it's going to be really hard to stop, and I think that's the biggest compliment I can play, because when you're expected to get promoted and win the league, I've been there before with Newcastle and Watford and Charlton before, and it's it comes with a different type of pressure, and so I think a lot of respect to Birmingham and what they're doing. I think it's obviously been an excellent start to them, and I'm pretty certain they will get promoted, especially with January around the corner. I imagine they'll strengthen again. However, all we can concentrate on is ourselves, and what I want to concentrate on is how we can be aggressive in the way we play, and how we can just keep adding a few more notches to sort of our performance and our bottom line. So our bottom line is raised massively since we come in, to the point where we lose against Peterborough, and never want to lose a game of football, but I can accept how we lost on Saturday. I don't like it, and I think there's things we can do better, but I can accept if we're going to go down, that's the way you go down. You go down by taking the game to the opposition, by making your mistakes, not by them punishing you through overrunning you, etc. So we're just trying to get the identity of the team, we're just trying to get the compactness, and we're just trying to get the structure right, so that we're always in games and we're always looking to progress and get forward, and as long as I see that, I'll always be happy. Football, you win, you lose, but as long as you're consistently getting better and you're keeping the standards, that's all we can ask for.
Yeah, and is there any injury update? Can we expect to see Junior and Dion involved this week?
Yeah, hopefully we'll see Junior and Dion in some capacity. Again, like Junior's a bit unwell. We've got a couple of lads off unwell at the moment. But, that's hopefully we're still a few days out, so that should be fine. Dion's looking good. He's had a real tough one with a couple of setbacks, so it's been brilliant to have him. He's been excellent around the place, coming to the games, supporting the lads off the pitch. So, with Joy being suspended, there's an opportunity for other players there, and obviously whether Dion's ready to start or not, we'll see how he is close to the game, because we still need to get his load, and it's his first 4 weeks training. And Junior coming back's a massive plus for us, because he gives us that extra bit of threat. He was excellent before he got injured, and he's worked really hard in the gym. So hopefully he recovers, and we'll get him hopefully involved in some capacity. But no, other than that, we're pretty much as we was. Few issues, few niggles. The squad's quite light, and we've got a few lads playing with injuries, but it's always going to be the case. And the one thing I'll say is they never pull out. They always give everything for the club. So I think probably what we're looking forward to on Monday myself is seeing the lads who go out there are going to be lads that give us absolutely everything, 100% buy into everything we do, and give us the biggest work rate we can ask for, because that's what it's going to take just to compete against a team like Birmingham.
Yeah, and finally on the fixtures, I remember on fixture release day, Scott Lindsay was particularly perturbed by the Exeter fixture at Christmas away on a Sunday just after Christmas. Is it time for the EFL to sort of think more about those Christmas fixtures, do you think? Because every year it seems to throw up a horrible trip for lots of teams.
Yeah, I'm pretty certain there's... Exeter, I don't know who they play that's local, but
I think we're probably one of their local.
I think we're one of their local ones. Yeah, look, it's not ideal. It's not ideal after you're playing. I think the thing that you've got to sit down with, and maybe it's worth speaking to ex-players and ex-managers when you do the fixtures, because I imagine it's not easy to organise, but you've got to think about you've probably got to get fixtures released, and then maybe ask clubs to put through any issues, logistics, fans, for example. You're seeing like cup games on a Monday night, on a Tuesday night, and fans travelling 300-400 miles, etc. And it's and similar to the Exeter one after Christmas. Things are tight for people around Christmas, if people spend a lot of money, and then a trip to Exeter on top. And people will prioritise their football, and it's just making sure that you make it as inclusive for everyone. And then on the footballing side, to be honest with you, I think it's just about having a competitive fairness. So yeah, it's brilliant that we're on Sky against Birmingham, but not to the detriment of then having to play 2-3 games in 4.5 days?
Yeah.
Come on, do you know what I mean? Let's have a bit of realism to what it's asking, and also look at the club. We haven't got the resources that other clubs have to have a big squad of 25 first-team players who all experienced. So the fact we have to play the night of the 23rd and the morning of the 29th, 5 days apart, 3 games in 5 days. It's just it is a bit unfair, to be honest with you. It's not unfair in terms of life, but it's unfair to the lads and to the club, because we've got to give our utmost just to try and survive at this level. And then you still feel like you're trying to do it with one hand at your back at an important time when fixtures are congested, point difference can really rally. You win your Christmas period and you can really jump up. You lose them in the same sense, it can detach you. So bit frustrating, to be honest with you, and I think it's a bit unfair. I suppose the fact that it's such a big game against Birmingham has probably shadowed that in the fact that it's a fixture everyone's looking forward to. But it's about picking up the pieces, it's about doing the recovery. Ricky and Tom and the team here will look after the lads the best we can, and then we'll just have to attack it and give everything we possibly can for that period, and deal with the adversity and challenge, because we'll get written off again, no doubt, and we'll just have to keep going.
Brilliant. Thanks, Rob.